So there is one out. Nobody aboard now for Van Acker, the second baseman. Right-handed hitter going up against right-handed pitcher. He checks his swing. They'll appeal. Did he go? First place umpire says he does not. It was close, but they will say he did not go. So 1-0 the count here to second baseman Acker. This one low and inside. Ball 2. 2-0 quickly here to Van Acker. Acker, the right-handed hitter, wears number 7, plays infield, 5'10", Eaton Rapids, Michigan, not far from here. He'll tap this one. It'll be right to the shortstop on the running play, thrown over to first. Another 6-3 assisted ground out there, and Acker is retired. 2 up, 2 down for the Mariners. Do understand I'm having some connection errors here. I am trying to work through those as quickly as possible. And I'm also making a recording that I will plan on uploading to YouTube later if I cannot keep the stream working. Nan stepping in now, left-handed batter. Evan Spry takes strike low and inside. Strike 1 though. 0-1 the count here. Caught that corner at the knees. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to him. It's high and outside, very high. That'll be ball 1. Now the count 1-1. Even up, 2 outs. Nobody aboard here in the top of the first. If you're just tuning in with me, and due to some connection errors, I'm still trying to work through. Might be just a technological malfunction or something else that I've notified people through, trying to get all of this working here. But right now, as this one here by Spry will be grounded down the first base line, stays fair, picked up by the first baseman and Carpenter, and they go 3 up, 3 down for the Mariners. They go in order. We'll head down to the bottom of the first. I'll continue to work through my connection errors and hopefully bring you the entire game here. Well, this is Mariners Baseball live on the Mariners Media Network. We'll now head to the bottom half of the first. We'll talk about the Clippers lineup and their starting pitcher when I return. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball live here on the Mariners Media Network. So Philip Hoffman will be the starting pitcher for your Grand Lake Mariners today. Hello everybody out there listening as I continue to work through some connection errors. Do again have a recording of this going on right now as well. I hope to upload to YouTube later if all goes well. But right now, just bear with me as I continue to work with some stuff that are in my control. Other stuff is just not. Anyway, Philip Hoffman, your starting pitcher for the Mariners here today. Starting righty will be getting his 7th appearance and 6th overall start. He's 1 for 3 on the season with a .420 ERA and 27 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 10 extra base hits, which includes 3 home runs, 16 strikeouts to 11 walks. Starting lineup for the Muskegon Clippers looks like this. Jack Butler, the left fielder, will be leading off, followed by Travis Janes, the center fielder. Jimmy Roche, the shortstop, will be batting third. Cleanup will be Ryan Blake Jones, the designated hitter. Then the 5-hitter is Blake Dunn, the right fielder. And then 6th will be Tyler Carpenter, the first baseman. Mason Stites, the third baseman, batting 7th. 8th will be Nolan Bryant, the second baseman. And Mike Monahan, the catcher, batting 9th. Here comes Butler to step in, lefty in the box, right-handed pitcher, taking right there on the edge of the plate. Strike 1. Count goes 0-1 here to Stites. Or correction, to Butler, who shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's going to be called strike 2. Here in Muskegon, Muskegon, Michigan, rather. Still no score in the bottom half of the first inning. Hoffman now delivers The 0-2 count. It'll be low, just a bit outside as well. Ball 1. 1-2 now the count here to the leadoff man and Jack Butler. Butler, of course, the left fielder, comes into today as he takes this one low and outside. Again, the count evens up at 2-2. Butler, of course, coming in today, hits .267 with a .440 on-base percentage. Man from Bloomington, Illinois. He attends Illinois State. Much like the man behind the mound, Tyson Hayes is also an Illinois State man. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It'll be fouled off towards the first base dugout, right into the screen, and then off the net. Caught there by head coach Damon Hacker for the Mariners. The 2-2 pitch is now gathered. Hoffman sets and delivers. Low and inside. The count now full at 3-2. That one was right there in the shoes. Might have actually even grazed his pants. Wasn't sure if that was Hayes' glove or the ball that ended up grazing the pants of Jack Butler. But here comes now the payoff pitch from Hoffman. It'll be a high fly drive into the gap, out into left center field. It'll be at least a double as he rounds second. Here comes a throw. And in there sliding will be Butler with a leadoff double. First base hit of the game goes to Jack Butler in the leadoff to the bottom of the second. I believe the connection errors have kind of worked themselves out as of right now. We'll continue to monitor that. As I say that, I see that my connection style has changed. But we'll continue to monitor that as I work through these technical difficulties. I do apologize for that. If it is disrupting your broadcasting viewing, and again, feel free to listen to the recording I have that I'll upload shortly after this game. Now stepping in will be right-handed batter Travis Janes. Janes takes first pitch ball off the plate there. Count goes 1-0. Hoffman's going to have to keep an eye on the man at second as well. Muskegon, by the way, is the farthest team in the league from the Mariners. They're about 4.5 hours away from the Mariners. This will be a line drive bouncer right there by Blake Crossing, though. Thrown over to first. They will get Janes out on a 6-3 play there. That will now bring up Jimmy Roche, the shortstop coming into today.
It's Jimmy Roche, Western Michigan.
Jimmy Roche, man from Western Michigan, who attends Western Michigan, I should say. He is from Orland Park, Illinois. He is entering his senior season as a Bronco. He hits .359 with a .400 on-base percentage going up against Hoffman here. It's a righty-righty matchup. First pitch is swung on and missed there by Roche. Count goes 0-1, 1 out. Runner on third is Jack Butler after he got the leadoff single. Still no score here in the bottom half of the first inning. Time called here by Roche before he'll step back in the righty's batter's box, standing right on top of the plate practically, maybe just a little bit off and deep in the box. Hoffman now sets, checks back to third, and delivers the 0-1 pitch. This one will be fouled back straight to the screen. Count quickly 0-2 here to Roche. 0-2 here to Roche, still no score. Bottom half of the first. Only 1 out. 0-2 pitch is swung on and just tapped right back to the mound. Hayes comes over, throws it over to first to get the out. And I mean, that one was tapped just to the edge of the infield grass, right in front of the plate. Hayes made a great play to get up from his catching stance, run over and throw it to first. So 2-3 there. The runner in Butler holds at third. Still no score here in the bottom half of the first. 2 outs now. And a base hit will have to score the first run of the game as Ryan Blake Jones, that is Blake-Jones, the designated hitter, will step in now here, getting his first at-bat here. Blake Jones, righty, versus the righter Hoffman. Right there at the knees, it'll be strike one, 0-1, 2 outs again. For Blake Jones, he enters today hitting .333 with a .466 on base percentage. This one bouncing right there in front of Hayes, who did a great job of blocking that one up to keep it out in front of him and hold Butler over there at third. Count evened up now at 1-1. We'll dust the plate off and go again. Again, 2 outs, no score here in the bottom half of the first. I'd like to thank you all for listening, for wherever you may be listening. It's a 1-1 count. Here comes the delivery right there in the inside corner at the knees. The count quickly goes 1-2. Hoffman is ahead of Jones. The 1-2 pitch is tacked right here back to third base. It goes foul, but Hicks will throw over to first. In fact, Blake Jones was confused. He thought that one went foul. He ended up only just leaving the batter's box and just stood there because he thought it was going to be foul, but he's ended up being thrown out there. 5-3 will be the play. He did not even make an attempt to run down, and so he is retired, and they get the leadoff double, which leads into nothing. One man was left aboard. No errors, no runs score here in the bottom half. First, we'll head now to the top of the second, tied at no runs apiece. Mariners will return back to the plate. Clippers will return defensively. I'll set the defense behind Jared Mell when I return. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So now leading off for the Mariners here to start this inning, it'll be Tyson Hayes, the cleanup hitter for the day. He's the catcher, of course. He started out rather slow, but has always been great back there defensively. Now, though, I believe, if I'm being told correctly, he's hitting about 600 in the past couple weeks. He takes, though, right there on the inside corner at the knee, strike one, 0-1 to him. Defense behind Mel, the starting pitcher, looks like this. Jack Butler is out in left. James is in center. Dunn is in right. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Low and inside. Ball one. 1-1 the count evens up here to Tyson Hayes. Stites is on third base. Roche is on at shortstop. On second base it is Bryant. Carpenter, the first baseman. This one will be fouled off his leg and down the first base line. 1-2. And then Monahan is the catcher behind the plate here today. Count 1-2 to Hayes now, the catcher. Still no score here in the top half of the second inning. Again, as part of doubleheader rules for the league, this game and the following part of the doubleheader will only go 7 unless extras are needed. Second game is supposed to start about a half hour or so after the conclusion of this game. It's a very cloudy day here in Muskegon, Michigan. Again, rain. There's kind of rain showers going throughout as this one is blocked up there, but it ends up taking a high bounce to the backstop. Off of the block there, Monahan, the catcher. 2-2, the count evens up here to Hayes. Trying to work the count and get a Ward here for a leadoff base runner for the Mariners. 2-2 pitch. High fly ball down the left field line. It will just drop foul. That was a good swing there by Hayes. Went down the line, but just dropped foul. Could have been an extra base hit easily there for Hayes. Again, he is a catcher, but a rather athletic catcher. Both he and Logan Adams can run, especially for that catching position. It is 78 and mostly cloudy here. I don't see the sun right now, and the clouds only continue to roll in. But 78 and mostly cloudy is what the forecast says as Hayes fouls this one off. Count holds at 2-2. Feels like 80 degrees with a 54% humidity. And there's a northeastern breeze at about 12 miles per hour, which feels nice. Again, there's kind of some storms, at least some rain east of us, but that's expected to not come here. 2-2 count. This one will be hit in the gap into left field, and Hayes will get himself a base hit to lead the inning. It'll be the first base hit of the game for the Mariners. It's a single by the catcher, Tyson Hayes. Throwing up designated hitter Stephen Fitzsimmons. Stephen Fitzsimmons started out the season with a lot. Started out basically doing DH. He split that duty with a couple other players. And he's been now getting some field time as well, but he'll be back to DHing here today. Hits 160 with 323 on base percentage. He takes a little bit low, ball one. 1-0 the count here to Fitzsimmons. Man from Gold Valley, Minnesota, attends Valparaiso as a business management major. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off here by Hayes, or correction, Fitzsimmons. The count evens up at 1-1. Again, if you're just tuning in with us or you missed it before when I was trying to deal with some connection issues, the Mariners are 0-2 against the Muskegon Clippers this season. Both those games were in Salina, Ohio, the home of the Mariners. They're trying to turn the tides here, also try to climb their way back into the division race for that third and final playoff spot, which Saginaw now holds. Count now 1-2 as Fitzsimmons sends this one down into the right field bullpen, which, by the way, is where the Clippers are on right field in the first base dugout. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's high and outside. Count evens up at 2-2 to Fitzsimmons. Mariners, of course, in the third base dugout have the right field bullpen. Bullpen, I guess you could say, is semi in play, although there is a small fence there. The high fly ball is definitely not going to be knocked away with that one. And now Fitzsimmons is going to get nailed in the side. I mean, the pitch drilled him right there on the side, right near the, could say it was his back, but it looked like more like his side area, right in the ribs. He'll take his base.
Baseball fans, we're going to play 2 7-inning games.
So Stephen Fitzsimmons will get aboard via the hit by pitch with nobody out. The Mariners have a runner on first and second now after the leadoff single by Tyson Hayes. So Hayes is on second, Fitzsimmons on first. No score here in the top half of the second inning, and no outs. For Mackenzie Hicks, the third baseman, steps in. His bat has really come alive. He's been taking hitting lessons from assistant coach Nico Buenteo. He takes first pitch a little bit high and inside. Ball one, 1-0 now the count. Mackenzie Hicks, he came in when he first couple of bats, he was hitting below 100. Now he's hitting 281 with a 395 on base percentage. He bunts, he runs down the line here. He'll be out, but it does move the runners aboard. It does move the runners to second and third now. So with one out, Hicks will go back to the bullpen, but he moves both runners into scoring position. This was a sacrifice bunt there by Hicks, and now Jaron Lovely, the center fielder, will come in. He bats left here against the right-handed pitcher in Mel. So it's a lefty in the box, righty on the mound. Here comes the first pitch, one out. He sends this one sky high. It will not leave the infield. Getting underneath it will be second base. The second baseman and Bryant. Nolan Bryant makes the catch, and there's now 2 away. Runner on second, runner on third. So no score here in the top half of the second. That'll bring up Joshua Riggs, the left fielder. He's from Alma College. For Riggs, wearing number 45, he comes in today hitting .222 with a .302 on base percentage. He is from Irons, Michigan. He's a little bit out in front of that one, or really well out in front of it, as he fouls it off down the right field line. It'll get out of play. He's very much your power hitter kind of guy. He doesn't get a lot of playing time in the field. He is also a starting pitcher for the Mariners, but when he does, he likes to try to swing it out of the ballpark. He has 3 home runs, and he's going to be hit by a pitch here right almost near his shoulder. It actually may have gotten him on his front shoulder there. Either way, he'll take his base. They are juiced now. They are juiced now with 2 outs for R.J. Williams, the left-handed batter from Bowling Green State University and Pickerington, Ohio. So the Bowling Green Falcon here steps in, hitting .222 with a .352 on base percentage, 3 RBIs, though, with a great opportunity to try to increase that RBI number and get the Mariners on the board first here. Again, they are loaded with 2 outs. First pitch to the left-handed batter of Williams is a sky-high ball. It'll go way foul and will drop in play, but no chance there for the left fielder in Butler to try to do anything with it. Count 0-1 here to RJ. He'll step back in. Left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher in Mel. The 0-1 delivery. Sky-high ball again. This one will be in play. Shallow left, coming underneath it will be Butler to make the catch, and the side is retired.
Although they threatened no runs.
The bases were loaded. They leave them loaded. No errors. There was 1 hit and no runs scored in this inning will now head to the bottom half of the second. No score here, as in Muskegon, Michigan, due up for the Clippers, it will be Blake Dunn, Tyler Carpenter, and Mason Stites. You're listening to Mariners Baseball live on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So Philip Hoffman, the starting righty for the Mariners, comes out now back for the second half of the second inning. Hello, I'm Donovan Mann, the voice of the Grand Lake Mariners, bringing you all the play-by-play action here from Muskegon, Michigan. It's part of the first game of a doubleheader between your Grand Lake Mariners and the Clippers of Muskegon. The Mariners today are in their road blues with white detailing and green lettering and numbering. It's an alternative special purple uniform for the Clippers here today. Again, for the Clippers, these are actually part of a fighting cancer. I believe they said Clippers Stomp Cancer, or I think it was Clippers Click Cancer. Couldn't remember exactly what they called it, but these uniforms for the Clippers are all being auctioned off to benefit cancer research and help the fight against cancer. Great cause there by them. As Blake Dunn steps in, he'll take a first pitch low, ball one. 1-0 here to Blake Dunn, the right fielder, and the fifth batter in the lineup. He'll be leading off the bottom half of the second for the Clippers. He bats right here against the righty Hoffman. 1-0 pitch. Outside corner at the knees. Strike one. 1-1 the count evens up. Here's the defense now here behind Philip Hoffman. Joshua Riggs out in left, Jaron Lovely in center field, and in right field, R.J. Williams, the 1-1 pitch. It'll be tapped down towards third baseman and then thrown over by Hicks. So Mackenzie Hicks, third baseman, throws over to Evan Spry, the first baseman. 5-3 the play there, and the first man up is retired. Again, Mackenzie Hicks is on third base. Blake Crossing, the shortstop. Van Acker is the second baseman. Evan Spry, the first baseman. And Tyson Hayes behind the plate doing the catching here today. There is no score here in the bottom half of the second. One away with nobody aboard for Tyler Carpenter, the first baseman. Tyler Carpenter takes strike right there at the low part of the corner. Hoffman doing a really good job of finding the low part of the zone, especially in the corners today. Here as Carpenter steps in, hits 247 with a 333 on base percentage, an Illinois State man from Boulder, Colorado. One thing I should mention is this ball goes really right close to me, just a bit to my left, is I am actually right behind home plate in the first row of the stands here. I've got a nice table set up here, and a foul back to me could knock over my my broadcasting equipment and probably make me jump. That one missing off the plate there. The count now 1-2 here to Carpenter. The reason why I say that is the ball literally went to the screen right to the right of me. That's high now, ball 2. 2-2 the count here to Carpenter. This screen is not a very tightly pulled screen, so it probably could hit my computer if it gets hit in the right spot. Anyway, 2-2 count here to Carpenter. Pitch is delivered just a bit outside at the knees. And Hoffman trying to find that corner, get the strike call, but now the count is full to Carpenter. Try to get a base hit or just get a board for the Clippers here as a payoff pitch is delivered with one out. Low and inside, ball 4, so Carpenter will take his base on the walk. That is the first walk issued here for either side today. Again, 2 Mariners got aboard via hit by pitches, but those are not official walks. Mason Stites now steps in, the third baseman. He'll be batting right here. And of course, Hoffman, the right-handed pitcher. 1 man aboard with 1 out via the walk to Carpenter. brings up Mason Stites. Mason Stites wears number 9. He hits .292 with a .433 on-base percentage. Here comes the first pitch to him. Right there at the knees, good fastball. Count goes 0-1 to Stites. The man from Lee Summit, Missouri. He attends Cowley County Community College. Again, it's a righty-righty matchup. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Checks his swing. Doesn't matter. It's called at the knees, outside on the corner. Great pitch there by Hoffman. The count goes 0-2. Again, the runner on first is Tyler Carpenter, first baseman. See if they decide to use him to run. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called right there on the outside part of the plate. That'll be the first strikeout of the day for Philip Hoffman and for either side. So a good start now here. There are now 2 outs. Still a runner on first and Tyler Carpenter, but Nolan Bryant, the second baseman, will now step in. And for Nolan Bryant, he hits .244 with a .393 on-base percentage. By the way, before the strikeout to Stites, as I was talking about for Carpenter, he does have only 1 stolen base, so they don't use him to run a lot. This one, although, will go down the right field line just past the glove of Spry. Carpenter will round third. They'll go ahead and send the man into second. And it gets past the cutoff man. I don't know if that was going for shortstop Blake Crossing or not, but it got past the cutoff man and second baseman Van Acker. Either way, it'll be a 2-out double there by Nolan Bryant, and Carpenter advances to third on the hit. So 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring positions for Mike Monahan, the catcher. He steps in. Number 33 is his number. He hits only 120 with a 196 on-base percentage, but does have 5 RBIs, so he can deliver in these RBI situations. Certainly he would love to see that number rise, and with a good base hit here, he could. And who attends Eastern Michigan. He's from Saline, Michigan. He takes a strike right there at the corner. The inside part at the knees. Count goes 0-1. Strike 1 to Monahan, the 9 hitter, by the way, for the Clippers. And the 0-1 pitch. Just a little bit high. Ball. So it's ball 1. 1-1 now the count here to Michael Monahan, the catcher. He's a left-handed batting catcher. Not a lot of left-handed batting catchers in this league, but he is one of few. The 1-1 pitch off the bat here, and Blake Crossing cannot make the jumping play there, so that will score at least 1. They'll go ahead and send the man from second and Nolan Bryant home, and so the Clippers strike first. It's a 2 RBI single there by Mike Monahan. Monahan gets RBIs number 6 and 7, and the Mariners will have to play from behind here. In the bottom half of the second, though, it'll bring up now Jack Butler. He's 1 for 1 with a double. And there's 2 outs, runner on first. Two outs, runner on first. 2-0 now. Clippers on top. Hoffman will deliver the first pitch. It's just a bit high. Ball 1. 1-0 now the count here. 2 outs. Philip Hoffman trying to get himself out of this inning, just limit the damage to 2. Give his guys a chance here to come back. Again, they had something rolling. They had the bases loaded with nobody out, as this one catching the high part of the corner. High part of the zone at the corner, outside part of the plate. Count goes 1-1 to Butler. Mariners had the bases loaded in the top half of this second inning. With 2 outs, they were unable to drive anybody in, though. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Low and inside, blocked up there nicely by Hayes. Count 2-1. It was a good take there by Jack Butler. Again, doubled to lead off the top half of, or the bottom half of the first. But then nothing became of that as the next 3 batters grounded out. You know, as a runner at first, here comes the 2-1 pitch to him, low and inside. 3-1 now. Count quickly here to Butler. Hoffman gathers. The 3-1 pitch. It's high, ball 4, so Butler gets aboard for the second straight time here today. This time via the walk. That's almost been a trend I've seen with the Mariners a lot lately, is they just struggling to get out of innings. They'll get that 2 outs rather quickly, and then It's just been an issue of closing out the game, or the innings, really. And we'll see if that continues to be the case here, as now Travis Janes grounded out to short his last time up. Again, I'm sure Hoffman and the rest of the defense would love to get out of this inning, but they'll have to wait at least one more batter, as this one's outside, blocked up there nicely by Hayes. So that almost went right below his glove, but the runners will have to hold as he's able to find that one. 1-0 now the count here to Janes. Janes, again, the outfielder, batting right here from Auburn Hills, Michigan, and Northwood College. He's got a 1-0 count from Hoffman, who checks back to second. And the delivery is fouled back and out of play. Count goes to 1-1. Sounded like somebody's car might have gotten hit back there on that thud. Not quite sure what it was, but there was a loud thud, and the crowd back over there near it reacted as if though it might have hit something. Anyway, it's a 1-1 count here now to Janes, the center fielder from Hoffman. The 1-1 pitch. High fly ball out into right field. R.J. Williams will play this one and get underneath it to retire the side, but not before two score on a total of 2 base hits. So 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left aboard. Mariners trailing 2-0 as we head to the top half of the third. They'll be trying to come back now. Due up in the top half of the third will be the top half of the order in Blake Crossing, Van Acker, and Evan Spry. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. We're now in the top half of the third inning. Mariners trailing 2-0 as they come up to bat. The top third of the order for the Mariners, and Blake Crossing, Van Acker, and Evan Spry due up for the Grand Lake Mariners. Of course, Evan Spry, the switch-hitting man from Dartmouth College, will be batting left here against the right-handed pitcher, and Mel, who comes out for the top half of the third. Crossing, wearing number 10, came into today hitting .314 with a .377 on-base percentage. He's from Newman, Georgia. That's his hometown, and he is 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to short, his only time up. First pitch to him is a high fly ball out into center field. Not going to be deep enough, though, as coming underneath it, center fielder to make the catch, really without moving, will be Janes. So Crossing goes down. He's 0 for 2 now on the day. I'm going to bring up Van Acker, who's 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to short as well. He'll be batting right here. The second baseman, man who attends Alma College from Eaton Rapids, Michigan. He hits 180 coming into the day as he takes strike one there. 307 on base percentage. He has an 0-1 count as he took strike one called. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to him. It's outside. Ball one. Count evens up 1-1. 1 out. Nobody aboard. 2-0. Clippers on top here in the top half of the third. 1-1 pitch. Acker chops this one to third baseman, who scoops it up, throws it over to first, and he'll be retired. Play will be 5-3. 2 up, 2 down for the Mariners. Bring up Evan Spry. Grounded to the first baseman his last time up, who took it unassisted. He plays first base. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Spry, man who attends Illinois State. He attends Creighton University. He's from Janesville, Wisconsin. He's hitting .267 coming into today. He'll hit this one sky high, back and out of play. Count 0-1 here to Spry, who also has a .388 on base percentage. And the 0-1 pitch. He takes low, ball 1. Again, the Mariners trailing 2-0 here in the top half of the third, trying to find that comeback magic, get out of the losing column as they are get back into the winning column, I rather should say. And they will be called safe there. He was weakly tapped that to the shortstop, and Spry with a lot of hustle down that line will be safe. So he'll get himself an infield single, second base hitter of the game for the Mariners, his first. He's now 1 for 2. As Tyson Hayes, the only other batter with a hit in this lineup, the cleanup hitter, he singled to lead off the second inning. Again, the Mariners on a 5-game losing streak. They would love to snap that here against a team that's already gotten the better of them twice and get back into that win column. Hayes takes low and outside, 1-0. Mariners come in today with a 15-18 record, 16-17 for the Clippers. And this is the 1-1 pitch is rocketed down the left field line, but it'll go foul. That was a second time Hayes has gotten really, really good part of one and just sliced it foul. The last one was deeper, but it's a foul ball either way. It's the count 1-1 now here to Hayes. 1-1 pitch. Here will be grounded to the third baseman. Cannot handle the play. Will make the bare hand grab down the first base line. And Hayes will not be able to beat out the throw. Almost an error there on the third baseman, but instead he does manage to make the play 5-3. And so the the 2-out base hit by Spry turns into nothing. No runs scored. 1 man left aboard. No errors. And just the 1 hit. We'll now head to the bottom half of the third. Mariners trailing 2-0 here. And due up for the Clippers in the bottom half of the third will be Jimmy Roche, Ryan Blake Jones, and Blake Dunn. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Had to get her like 6 weeks. Don't ever go away. Like Cali 6. Body like a pedal. I know every curve like the back of my hand. Do 15 in.
Philip Hoffman comes back out for the bottom half of the third inning. Mariners down 2-0 here in the third. But still plenty of time for the comeback. Even though this is only going to be a 7-inning game, they still have plenty of time to try to come back, as we're only 2.5 innings into this game in the bottom half of the third. It'll be Jimmy Roche to lead it off here. He grounded out his last time up. It was a very weakly tapped ball that didn't even get to the infield grass from home plate before Hayes was able to pick it up, and Hayes, with that rocket of an arm back there, was able to throw it around him to first base and retire him. That was out number 2 in that bottom half of the first inning. We'll see if he can have better luck here as Hoffman delivers. Righty-righty matchup here, tapped and foul on the third base side. Count goes 0-1 here to Roche. Roche came in today hitting .359 with a .400 on-base percentage. Western Michigan Bronco, who takes nice pitch there by Hoffman on the inside part of the plate. Count goes 0-2. Hoffman doing a really good job of finding the edge of the zone here in the early goings of this one. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Bounced out there in front of the plate. Blocked up there nicely by Hayes. Count goes 1-2. That's just that freebie pitch, almost, you could say, where you could see, well, maybe he'll chase this curveball that'll bounce. There's some pitchers who are really good at that. And now here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's inside and a little bit low. Count evens up now at 2-2 to Roche. Two pitch is gathered by Hoffman and delivered. Tapped here down the third base line. It'll go foul. Count holds it 2-2 to Roche. Still continues to be breezy. Still continues to be cloudy here today. But it's still some nice weather for baseball. Breeze shouldn't affect the balls carrying too much. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Tapped here to Mackenzie Hicks, the third baseman. Gathers it up nicely, throws it down to first. Spry makes the catch. 5-3 the play there. And one up, one down. That'll bring up Ryan Blake Jones, a designated hitter. Grounded out to the third baseman. And Mackenzie Hicks, his only time up here today. He's 0 for 1. And Blake Jones man attends Grand Valley State. He's from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Of course, Ann Arbor, the place that holds the University of Michigan, or to a lot of people known as that state up, that school or that state up north. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. But Blake Jones does not attend Michigan. Again, I already said he attends Grand Valley State, where he just finished his freshman season. Second pitch to him rather. On the 0-1 is ball 2. It's a little bit low. 2-0. For Blake Jones, he had 51 starts at Grand Valley State. He hit .407 with a 51 RBIs and 6 home runs. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to him. He fouls it off down the third base line and towards the small fence that protects the dugout. It was actually past the foot of the third base coach. 2-1 now the count here to Blake Jones. 2-1 pitch. Fouled and straight down to his foot. He'll shake his leg out just a little bit, take a little bit of a stride. He's now got an evened up count at 2-2. And Hoffman working that count here, doing a great job of attacking Blake Jones after the 2 low fastballs missed for 2-0 count. He's now worked it back to 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2-0. Clippers leading here at their home field against your Grand Lake Mariners. 2-2 pitch. Tapped here to Mackenzie Hicks and plays it on the hop. Throws it over to first. And 5-3 again the play there. Blake Jones falls to 0-2 on this game. And there's 2 up, 2 down for the Clippers here to start the top half or the bottom half of the third. 2-0 still the score though. Blake Dunn, whose walk-up song, if you can hear it, is, I'm sure you can, is Happy and You Know It. And I just got to say that's pretty neat to Blake Dunn. He's 0-1, by the way, on the day. Shows bunt. It's well inside. He had to hop out of the way of that one. Count goes 1-0 to him now. I think he's trying to say he might have been hit or something. He was talking to the umpire, but anyway. Or no, I think they actually said he went around. So he did go around, so it's an 0-1 count actually to him. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He'll foul tip this one right off of Hayes' shoulder pad. And now the count goes quickly 0-2 to Blake Dunn. Correction, now it is 1-1. They had the scoreboard wrong. I didn't think the umpire had said he went around. It is a 1-1 count. 1-1 pitch. Rocking it over here. Van Acker, second baseman, gathers it up. Throws it over to first. Blake Dunn with a lot of speed. Cannot get down the line quick enough, though. So 4-3. 3 up, 3 down. 4-3 the final play there. 2-0. The Clippers still on top. We'll head to the top half of the fourth now. And the Mariners will continue to try to come back. Due up for your Grand Lake Mariners, it will be Steven Fitzsimmons, Mackenzie Hicks, and Jaron Lovely. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So Mel now comes out, Jared Mel that is, starting righty for the top half of the fourth inning. Again, it's Fitzsimmons, Hicks, and Lovely due up for your Grand Lake Mariners as we begin this. Mariners are trailing 2-0 here. And the top half of the fourth. Still some time, though, to come back here, I guess. And it'll all start here with Stephen Fitzsimmons, left-handed batter, going up against the right-handed pitcher. And the first pitch to Fitzsimmons is swung on and missed, thrown by him there. Count goes 0-1. Stephen Fitzsimmons was hit by a pitch his only time up here today, back in after a leadoff single in the second inning, top half of the second. He'll smack this one to the second baseman, who scoops it up and throws it down at first. 4-3 there, the play. So 1 up, 1 down for the Mariners. That'll bring up third baseman Mackenzie Hicks. Sacrifice bunt his last time up. That was also in the second inning. He advanced both Hayes and Fitzsimmons into scoring position. Hayes went from second to third on that, and Fitzsimmons went from first to second. And now here comes the first pitch to Hicks. It's high and inside, and Hicks has to duck out of the way of that one. Count goes 1-0. So that one rolls to the backstop, and it'll be gathered up by the man on the on-deck circle, and Jaron Lovely. The 1-0 pitch is this time on the zone, a much better pitch. The last one just must have gotten away from Mel. Now the count 1-1 to Hicks, 1 out, 2-0. Clippers on top. Hicks will foul this one off his foot. That count now goes 1-2. 1-2 the count. Hicks is in the hole. Go try to work that count though. Get himself aboard here. First time here today. 1-2 pitch. Good pitch, but just off the zone. Count evens up now at 2-2 to Hicks. I mean, that was pretty nice. Don't know if doesn't know if it was a curveball, but it was definitely a good pitch. This one a little bit low. Count now full to Mackenzie Hicks, working the pitch count very well. Working the count very well. And a 3-2 payoff pitch, and Mackenzie Hicks will be aboard via the walk as that one misses high and outside. So Jaron Lovely, the center fielder, will get now a chance with a runner on first, only 1 out. Lovely popped a sky-high ball to the second baseman his last time up. Left-handed batter will get a chance to get a little bit better of a knock to this one as he steps in. Again, lefty in the box, righty on the mound. Hicks does not have a stolen base on the season yet. The first pitch is a beauty right there by Mel. Right there on the edge of the plate, just a little bit below the high corner. Count goes 0-1 though to Lovely, who's getting 0-for-1 on the day. Lovely will send this one that won't go foul past the first base dugout and out of play. It is an entirely natural infield here. No, a lot of places in the league are also artificial infield, but this one is dirt and grass in the infield. 0-2 count here to Lovely as the pitch from Mel. Runner goes. Here comes the throw down to first. It's a high throw, and that'll allow Hicks to get in there safely. And wow, Hicks did not have a good jump on that one, but thanks to the high throw and possibly a rushed throw there by Monahan, Hicks will get on, because that one, the shortstop and Roche had to jump up to get that one, so Hicks is now in scoring position with 1 out. We'll grant him the stolen base. And this one by Lovely will be fouled down the first base line. It will go again at 1-2. Hicks was already on his way to third. He'll have to trot back to second here before we begin again. Jaron Lovely again 0-for-1. He enters this day hitting .293 with a .385 on-base percentage. In his first appearance out of the All-Star break. This is a sky-high ball out into left field, but getting underneath it will be the left fielder in Butler, and there's now 2 away. F7 there. Hicks is still on second base, 2-0 the score. Mariners trailing here as left fielder Joshua Riggs steps in. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. One that was right, I think, on his shoulder, on his upper arm. He steps in. 2 outs. Runner on second. 2-0 Clippers lead. First pitch by Riggs is fouled back to the screen. Count goes 0-1. Again, Riggs, starting pitcher. We expect to see him soon on the mound. This one's a high sky ball out into right field. It will go and be caught there by right fielder and done. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, one man left aboard. It will now head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Mariners trailing 2-0 here. They'll come back out defensively behind Hoffman. And up for the Clippers, it'll be Tyler Carpenter, Mason Stites, and Nolan Bryan. You're listening to Mariners Baseball live on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Philip Hoffman returns to the mound. The starting righty will be getting out there for his fourth inning of work. It'll be Carpenter, Stites, and Bryant due up for the Clippers as they lead 2-0 over your Grand Lake Mariners. No changes to tell you about here in this first half of a doubleheader here today. Again, reminder that doubleheader rules state that the games only go to 7 innings unless more are necessary. So this game, we're now hitting the second half of it as we are 3.5 innings in. 2-0 Clippers lead here as Hoffman delivers. Great pitch on the outside part of the plate there. Count goes 0-1. Again, Hoffman all in all doing a really good job of finding the edge of the zones in this one. The edge of the zone, I should say. Only one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Good big cut on a miss there. Carpenter, who drew a walk his only time up back in the second inning, is down to the count. 0-2 here to Hoffman. Hoffman delivers. 0-2 pitch. High fly ball out into right field. R.J. Williams will not be able to get to that one. It'll be a line drive base hit. They will go ahead and hold Carpenter there. So on an 0-2 pitch, a great swing by Carpenter will get him aboard on a single. The fourth base hit of the game for the Clippers. And they are in business with nobody out. They lead 2-0 here as Mason Stites, the third baseman, steps in. Struck out looking his last time up. By the way, that strikeout to Stites is the only strikeout for either side in this game. So Stites 0 for 1. Struck out looking. Don't know if that's not really a function of, as here's a low outside pitch on the shown bunt there by Stites. Count goes 1-0. Not quite sure if that's a function of, don't know if that's quite the function of umpiring, because certainly it's been a pretty even out strike zone throughout this whole game. Or rather, it's just aggressive swinging on the bats, and some games you just get that where there's not a lot of strikeouts. Here comes another shown bunt. This one will be called strike at the knees. The bunt was pulled back. The count now evens up 1-1 to Stites. Doesn't quite agree with the call there, but the count 1-1 here. Runner on first, nobody out, 2-0. Runner on first is Tyler Carpenter again, only with one stolen base on the season. Don't expect him to run much, but he will be moved on the bunt play. Bunt shown again, 1-1 count is low, just below the bunt. Bunt's pulled back, count goes 2-1. It's a 2-1 count here. Hoffman to Stites. 2-1 pitch. Bunt is high and inside, and spinning out of the way of that one was Stites. The count now goes 3-1. He was showing bunt again, by the way. And the edges of the infield, the third baseman, especially in Hicks, are playing this one in right on the edge of the grass. And the 3-1 pitch, bunt shown here, and it will go foul. He was off and running on that one, but now the count is full at 3-2 to Stites. Carpenter, who was all the way down at second, will have to step in. So it's a 3-2 count now here, full to Stites. We'll await the payoff pitch. Don't know if it'll be another bunt attempt or if he'll go ahead and swing away. Certainly in there like he, getting into the swing of things like he will be, and he is swinging away. Strike 3 called right there. Fastball at the knees. Second time today, Stites has gone down on strikes looking. So there's been 2 strikeouts in this game. Both have been committed. Both have gone to the credit of Philip Hoffman, and they have both been on Mike Mason Stites, and both have been looking. That'll now bring up Nolan Bryant, one away runner on first. Bryant had a double his first time up, so he's 1 for 1. First pitch to him is taken on the outside corner at the knees. It'll be strike 1. 0-1 here to Bryant. Low it inside. Hayes with a great block up there. The count goes 1-1. Bryant, by the way, came in today hitting .244 with a .393 batting average. Man who attends Davenport, where he had 50 appearances with 49 total starts. He hit .296 with 30 RBIs and 10 doubles. A 1-1 count, 1 out, runner goes. He taps this one into the gap, into right field, and the runner will head from third, as off and running was Carpenter. So runners at the corners now on the single there by Bryant. I tell you what, if Carpenter wasn't off and running on that one, there's no way he gets to third, because he's not a fast man, but because he was off and running on that one, a couple of singles in this inning puts runners at the corners now. Only 1 out. Mike Monahan had 2 RBIs on a single back in the second. He's 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs. Again, another kind of situation. Bottom half of this order, bottom third of the order really is doing all the damage here. Really, bottom half is doing all the damage against Philip Hoffman. So 1, as that one's called to the outside corner at the knees. Strike 1. 1 out, runners at the corners. 2-0 score. A little bit outside and high. Count goes 1-1. Really, the bottom 4 in this order have gotten aboard 4 out of 7 times, and that's not counting Mike Monahan, who's at the plate right now. Fouls that one off to the backstop. Count goes 1-2. Carpenter is 1 for 1 with a walk. Stites, of course, is struck out twice looking. Bryant is 2 for 2 with a single and a double, and then Monahan is singled with 2 RBIs. But now with a 1-2 count, we'll see if Hoffman can't get a hold of Monahan here, as that one is low. Runner goes. Hayes will throw to crossing. This one will be way in time, and the runner goes on probably the wrong pitch to go on. Hayes with that cannon back there throws it down to crossing. 2-6 the play there, and Bryant is caught stealing. So there's now 2 outs, runner on third, and it will have to be a base hit now to score Carpenter from third. Again, the count now 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Tapped here, and it will be a base hit as this one drops in the gap. So it'll be now 3-0. It'll be another single, and this one carries just a single RBI. But 3 RBIs for Mike Monahan on the game on a couple of singles. He's now 2 for 2. Again, it's really them in that bottom 4 in this lineup that have done a lot. Outside of Mason Stites, they have been the bane of Hoffman's game. That'll bring up Butler, who has a double and a walk in this game. He's 1 for 1 with that walk. Third at bat for him. Right there in the outside corner at the knees. Strike 1. Just a bit low and just a little bit outside. 1-1 now the count here to Jack Butler. There is somebody up and warming in the bullpen for the Mariners. Good pitch there on the inside corner at the knees. 1-2 now here the count to Butler. Can't quite see. I think it might be number 49, Connor Peplow. And it is Peplow warming up in the bullpen for the Mariners. And 3-0 the score here to the Clippers' favor. 1-2 pitch is a little bit low. Ball 2. 2-2 the count here. 2 outs. Runner on first is Mike Monahan, the catcher. But for Jack Butler, wears number 10, the Illinois State man, had 28 appearances with 13 starts his sophomore season. He'll foul this one off towards the Mariners' bullpen and right past Connor Peplow. Count holds it 2-2 to Butler. And Butler, in those 28 appearances and 13 starts, he hit .250 with 10 RBIs and a .320 on-base percentage for Illinois State this past spring. The 2-2 pitch is fouled right towards the first baseman. Spry scoops it up nicely, and the side is retired, but not before they tack on one more run on 3 base hits. There was no errors, and 1 man left aboard. We're now headed to the bottom half, or the top half of the 5th inning. Mariners trailing 3-0. 2 innings here for them to try to tie it up or take the lead and snap this 5-game skid that they've been on the past week. Due up for the Mariners, it'll be R.J. Williams, Blake Crossing, and Van Acker. You're listening to Mariners Baseball live on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So we now come back out now, top of the 5th of 7 innings in the first half of this doubleheader. Mariners trailing 3-0 here on the road against the Muskegon Clippers. It's Marsh Field, the location of today's matchup. R.J. Williams will lead it off for the Mariners. He's 0 for 1 on the day, flew out to left his only time up. After that, it'll be Blake Crossing and Van Acker.
It's R.J. Williams.
RJ will try to get things going here in the top half of the 5th for the Mariners. He'll take low and inside, ball 1. For RJ Williams, the left-handed batting outfield at Bowling Green State University this past spring as he takes high and outside, ball 2. Williams has 39 appearances for the Falcons this past spring, 22 starts. He hit .288 with 3 RBIs and a .391 on-base percentage, also a couple of doubles. 2-0 pitch. Is outside again. Quickly 3-0. Williams has got himself in a very good hitter's count here. R.J. Williams, again, his bat has slowly but surely been heating up, but he's always been a man who can draw his walks with that .352 on base percentage. He'll take all the way strike 1 right there on the inside corner at the knees. And the 3-0 pitch. High fly ball here by R.J. Williams. It'll go out into left center field. It will not be deep enough, though, and the play will be made there by Janes, and he is retired on the F8. That'll bring up Blake Crossing. Again, the switch-hitting Dartmouth man, batting left here against the righty. He is 0 for 2, grounded out to short in his first up at-bat to lead off the game, and then he flew out to center his last time up in the 3rd. Crossing at Dartmouth this past spring had 33 appearances, 32 starts. He hit .319, which was good for 2nd on the team in batting average. 11 RBI, shows bunt there, pulls it off perfectly. He'll run down the line. Here comes a throw. It will not be in time, and Crossing makes the bunt work. And I tell you what, that is what Crossing does really well. One of the best parts of his game is that bunt. He makes it work. He and R.J. Williams are both really good at that bunt, but Crossing has made it work all season long. And with his speed, the shortstop gets aboard with 1 out on the infield single. Acker now steps in. He's 0 for 2. Taking outside, although called a strike. Count goes 0-1 to the right-handed batter in Acker, who at Alma College this past spring had 42 appearances. He hit .284, throwback to first. Not in time as Crossing goes back in standing. The 0-1 count to Acker holds. Acker also with that .370 on-base percentage with 6 stolen bases and 16 doubles. That was at Illinois State this past spring. He takes the high ball there. It was inside as well. 1-1 the count. 1 out, runner on first. Tell you what, Acker, a man who could really use a base hit as he takes 1-1. He swings and misses through that one. Might have been fouled. count anyways, 1-2 to Acker, who is in the midst of a 0 for 12 at the plate slump. You got to imagine a base hit here would feel really good for Acker. He has a 1-2 count though to deal with. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. 1 out, runner on first. 3-0. Mariners trailing here on the road at Marsh Field in Muskegon, Ohio. Muskegon, Michigan, correction. Comes the 2-0 pitch. It's cut on and missed, and down goes swinging will be Van Acker. There's now 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. That is the first strikeout of the game for Mel. And only the 3rd strikeout in this game. Evan Spry, left-handed batting first baseman, 1 for 2 on the day. Throw back here to first, though, before the first pitch to Spry. Crossing gets back in time and flashes a smile. He'll step back to his lead. Mail will now step back on. And starting righty will step off. And we'll go again now here. Step on, step in, ready to go. Possibly the first pitch to Spry. It will be. Spry will hit this one into the gap, and Blake Crossing limbos out of the way of that one in order to not get struck in the side of the head. Otherwise, with Crossing's jump, he could have had an opportunity to try to round second and head to third, but he stays. That'll be the second single in this inning. There's a runner on first, runner on second. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Tyson Hayes, the cleanup hitter. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single in his first time up. He grounded out to third in the third. He grounded out to third baseman in the 3rd inning. He's got a runner in scoring position. Blake Crossing. We'll see what Hayes can do now here with 2 outs. He'll take a nice off-speed curveball there. Count goes 0-1. That was just a sick pitch by Meal. Now the umpire has to take a break. He lost his sunglasses. And here he finds him again. And we're ready to go. Okay, the sunglasses are attached, obviously not under the umpire's mask. It's attached to the back of his belt. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's low and in the dirt here. And blocked up there nicely by Monahan. Although Crossing looked like he was ready to off and go and get on third base and be 90 feet away from scoring, but smartly he holds up because Monahan did not let that one get away, and he tells Spry, yeah, we should probably hold up on this one as well. It's a 1-1 count here to Hayes. And with some mixing up of the signs here, we're going to go ahead and have a conversation between the catcher and the pitcher. Monahan and Emil will have a conversation. Tyson Hayes, the Illinois State catcher for the Mariners this season, did not make an appearance for Illinois State this past season. Again, catchers early on in their careers often don't make appearances. They'll maybe play a couple of games their freshman and sophomore season, although there is talks that he might be in consideration for a good spot his sophomore season. Again, he's only a sophomore coming this season. There is conversation, I guess, about him possibly becoming one of the top catchers for Illinois State this next couple seasons. The next pitch misses. Now it's a 2-1 count. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Hayes. It's low and in at the shoes. This one will get away from Monahan, and the runners will advance. Crossing rounds third, maybe considers going home, but they'll hold him up, as that one almost ended up in the Mariners' dugout. By the way, the dugouts here are actually dugouts. They are pretty deep in there. You know, a lot of places they aren't as sunken in, but here it really is a pretty low dugout, and all the players really just hang up right against the fence and leave their stuff to the back. Anyway, it's a 3-1 count. Here comes the pitch to Hayes. The offering is rocketed into left field. Crossing will head home. They'll go ahead and send Spry from second. He'll round and he'll cross the plate, and it's a 2 RBI single there for Tyson Hayes, and the Mariners are back within 1. It's now 3-2. Hayes delivers with a 2 RBI single, his second base hit of the game. He's now 2 for 3. And for Hayes, by the way, that is RBI number 11 and 12 of the season. Fitzsimmons, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch his first time up back in the 2nd, and then he grounded out to second in the 4th inning. He now steps in, 2 outs, runner on first. First pitch to him is inside, but it'll be called strike 1. Perhaps just catching the edge of that inside part of the plate. 0-1 now the count, 2 outs, 3-2. The Mariners within 1 now. 0-1 pitch to to Fitzsimmons is fouled off, just off the tip of the bat and towards the third base dugout. Count goes quickly 0-2. Fitzsimmons is in the hole. Mayo delivers the 0-2 pitch. Fitzsimmons fouls this one to the screen, basically right above my head. And the count holds at 0-2. Fitzsimmons at Valparaiso this past season had 16 appearances and 3 starts. For his sophomore season, he hit 174. He had an RBI and a 345 on-base percentage. So an 0-2 count, 2 outs. Fitzsimmons trying to keep the inning going for the Mariners. They've already scored 2. It's a high pitch there. Count goes 1-2 to Fitzsimmons. Again, that's kind of almost the give me pitch in the at-bat. When you get that 0-2, sometimes pitchers will just deliver that give me pitch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a little bit high as well. Count now 2-2. That one snuck back towards the zone, though. Bumia will step in. And the 2-2 pitch swung off Fitzsimmons' bat and fouled into left field. Maybe just past the third base bag, but that was a high fly ball, but not enough air for anybody to make a play on it. Count still holds at 2-2, 2 outs. So as my friend Jacob would say, deuces are wild. Runner on first with Hayes, who brought in 2 runs on his 2 RBI single and cut on and missed. Fitzsimmons will go down swinging. It's the second strikeout of the inning and of the game for Mel, and the rally will hold there. Mariners score 2 on a total of 2 hits, or 3 hits, correction. No errors, and the 1 man was left aboard. We'll now head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Travis Janes, Jimmy Roche, and Blake Dunn due up for the Clippers. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. We're now here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Mariners trailing 3-2 now, as thanks to the bat of Tyson Hayes, the catcher, delivered 2 RBIs on a single after crossing, and Spry were able to get aboard, and then they both advanced on a wild pitch, by the way. That's how they both ended up scoring position. It was out to left field off the bat of Hayes, who's, again, really been swinging it well in the later goings of this season. But now we go to bottom half of the 5th, and Clippers with a chance to respond. The Mariners would love to hold it to just 1 run, though, and give themselves a chance going into the 6th inning. Again, this game only scheduled to go to 7, unless extras are needed, because we're playing a doubleheader here today. Second half of the doubleheader scheduled, probably about a half hour after this one. Leadoff man and Travis Janes gets the pitch blown by him there. He swings and misses. 0-1. Janes is 0 for 2, grounded out to short in the first, and he flew out to right his last time up in the second. He takes low and inside, ball 1. Count evens up now at 1-1 to Janes. And the 1-1 pitch, swung and just fouled a little back to Hayes. Count goes 1-2 to the leadoff man and Travis Janes. Janes, who at Northwood this past season had 52 appearances. He hit .284 with 24 RBIs, a couple of home runs, and stole 5 bases. Had a pretty decent summer ball with .263 batting average coming into this game. Hoffman misses low with that pitch. Count evens up now at 2-2. 5 hits apiece for either side. clouds have started to break up here and the sun is coming out, so I'm working on my upper arm tan now here. Again, I'm sitting outside. There's no coverage here. And inside, ball 3, the count now full here to Janes. I'm working on my upper arm tan right now, sitting out in the sun right behind home plate. And now Hoffman gathers and delivers the payoff pitch. Just a little bit low, ball 4, so Janes will get aboard for the first time today on a walk. That'll now bring up Jimmy Roche. He's grounded out a couple times here. The first time was a soft tapper that went just in front of the plate. Hayes was able to gather it up and throw it down to first. So it was 2-3, and then he grounded out to third in the third. Again, 0 for 2. And we'll see with nobody out, runner on first, if he's able to get himself going. It's a righty-righty matchup here as Roche steps in. First pitch to him. Just off. Just a little bit inside. Count goes 1-0. For Roche, at Western Michigan this past season, which was his junior season, he had 47 appearances with 45 starts. He hit .316. That's a high fastball missing there. Count goes quickly 2-0 to Roche, who in those 47 appearances and 45 starts hit .316 with a .364 on-base percentage and drove in 33 runs. He has a 2-0 count here from Hoffman. And the delivery. Runner goes, throw down here by Hayes to Acker. It is in time. No, it's not. They'll call it safe. It was a good throw by Hayes, but it'll be a stolen base for Janes on a very close play. Maybe that one was thrown just a little bit online. A little bit more online, it could have possibly gotten him, but again, with a great jump and a good sliding play, it's now a 3-0 count on a runner in scoring position to Roche. The pitch. High fly ball out into left field. Riggs will come without much movement to get underneath that one, and that'll be 1 out. So an F7 there retires Roche for the third time here today. He's 0 for 3. Brings up an 0 for 2 man, Ryan Blake Jones, the DH batting cleanup. He grounded out to third, his only 2 times up in the first and third. He now, with a runner in scoring position, will attempt to get his first base hit or just get aboard. He again has 0 for 2. 1 out, 3-2, the Clippers leading here at Marsh Field over the Grand Lake Mariners. Righty-righty matchup here. And the pitch is tapped right here to Blake Crossing. Scoops it up. Only play will be at first. The throw across the infield is in time. This time it'll be 6-3. And here comes Happy If You Know It, which means Blake Dunn's coming up to the mound. And I don't know if I'm annoyed or just what with this song choice. You know what? It gets the audience involved too, so, or the crowd involved when you do something like this. Because if you can't hear them, they were clapping on that. If you're happy and you don't clap your hand, you know what? Good choice in music. A good classic here by Blake Dunn. The right-handed batter takes the first pitch at the knees, outside corner there. Strike 1. 0-1 to Dunn. 2 outs. There's a runner on third, but it'll take a base hit to drive him in. Dunn is 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs in his first 2 at-bats. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung here right to Crossing, who struggles, and it bounces off, so the error there on Crossing. It'll be an E6 that allows Blake Dunn to score, and it will not be an RBI, as the out would have gotten him out of the inning. So just an error, an E6 there on Crossing. By the way, that's Crossing's 9th error of the season. Correction, 10th error of the season. Keeps the inning alive, and that now brings up Tyler Carpenter. He is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Runner on first, 4-2. The Clippers now leading. Outside fastball catches the corner there. Strike 1. Guess it's actually possibly strike 2. I thought it was only strike 1, but the scoreboard reads 0-2. This one will be tapped right here. Van Acker will scoop it up. Doesn't matter the count because he'll be thrown out. 4-3 the play there, and the side is retired. 1 run scores, but it was unearned on no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We'll now head to the top half of the 6th. Mariners only trailing by 2. Due up for your Grand Lake Mariners, it will be Mackenzie Hicks, Jaron Lovely, and Joshua Riggs. It's a 4-2 ball game. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So Mackenzie Hicks will lead it off. The third baseman steps in. He has no official at bat because he got the sacrifice bunt in the second, and then he walked in the fourth. Also had himself a stolen base in the fourth. His team trails 4-2. He'll be looking to start that spark here that the Mariners will need here to come back in their last couple of opportunities here in the top half of the 6th of 7 innings. He takes outside pitch on the zone there, though. It'll catch. 0-1. Hicks, again, also a pitcher, as this one will be low, bouncing away from the catcher's mitt. Count goes even now to 1-1. Hicks, listed as a pitcher for the Mariners team, however, has been playing a lot more at the field as that one's taken for a ball, 2-1. He's playing in the field more. He's played a lot in the outfield, mainly in right, but he started when he played the field, as this one's fouled towards the screen. Count ends up now at 2-2. When he started for the Mariners playing the field, it was mainly at third base or second base. But either way, they just want his bat in the lineup, as particularly a right-handed lineup. This one right inside at his face, and he just gets out of the way of that one. Count fills up now to Hicks. 3-2 the count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled off towards the screen again. We'll go again at a full count. Again, Hicks has really swung the bat a lot better in his second half of the season. He takes ball 4 there. It's a little bit high and outside, so Hicks will draw his second walk of the game. And that'll bring up Jaron Lovely. He popped out to second his first time up, and he flew out to left. Nobody out, runner on first. Jaron Lovely trying to get aboard. Jaron Lovely again did not play against the Leprechauns, which was the first game back after the All-Star break for the Mariners. And this may be the end of the day for Mel, and it is, as he heads out to the dugout. So we'll actually step aside for a brief moment, talk about the new pitcher, but I will tell you that for Mel, he went a total of 5 innings. He's only given up 2 runs right now, but he's responsible for the man on first. He allowed 5 hits. He didn't issue a walk. Correction, he issued 2 walks. He also hit a couple batters, and he struck out 2 batters as well. Well, now we'll take a step aside, and when I return, I'll talk about the new pitcher. Don't go anywhere. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. So the new pitcher on the mound here for the Clippers, it is Brett Nearing. That is Brett Nearing, I believe. Actually, correction, it's Brendan Nearing. When he was turned, I couldn't tell if it was a 1 or a 0. He is number 20, Brendan Nearing, so the left-handed Nearing brother. His brother Brett is right-handed. So Brendan Nearing, standing at 6'6", he is 1-0 on the season with a 1.50 ERA. This will just be his 4th appearance here on the season. He's gone 6 innings. He's got 4 punch-outs to just 6 walks. So Brendan Nearing now comes on to face Jaron Lovely with nobody out. 4-2 ball game with a runner on first and Mackenzie Hicks. So Brendan Nearing on the plate. Left-hander. For Brendan, he played at Grand Valley State. He is from Saline, Michigan. His brother matches that as well. And it's actually now going to be a pinch hitter. So now coming in is going to be Justin Diaz, who takes a little bit low and outside, but it'll be called a strike, 0-1. And Hacker agrees with me, that one should not have been called a strike. But anyway, so Diaz will come into bat for Lovely. Got to imagine there'll be a defensive change that involves Diaz going to second base, but we'll deal with that when we can. 0-2 now here as Diaz takes a big cut and miss. Lovely's day ends 0 for 2. And the 0-2 pitch will be gathered here by Nearing. Check back to first, and the 0-2 pitch. He'll be fouled off to the backstop. Diaz stays alive at 0-2. So 0-2 the count here now. Nearing to Diaz. Like the change here by Damon Hacker. Say you're going to bring in a lefty, fine, I'll put in a righty. And Diaz comes in today hitting 315 with a 457 on base percentage. Strikes out looking there. It'll be the first strikeout of the game for Nearing. It's just the third for.
Batting next, left fielder Joshua Riggs.
And Joshua Riggs, another right-handed batter, will now step in. He is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, and he flew out to right his last time up. Diaz goes down swinging, 1 away, runner on first. And Riggs, a man with a lot of power, takes strike 1 there, right there at the high corner on the inside. 0-1. Riggs with a lot of power can certainly tie this ball game up with one swing of the bat. It's about 380 to straightaway center, 320 down either line. Throw back to first here, and getting back in time will be Mackenzie Hicks. So again, just 2 innings ago, Mackenzie Hicks had his first stolen base of the season. 1 out, 0-1 the count here. Brett Nearing gathers, checks back, and delivers to Riggs. High fastball missing there. 1-1. After Riggs, it will be R.J. Williams due up for the Mariners. Well, I got to imagine it with the defensive changes I'm picturing with Diaz coming into the game, Diaz will go to second as this one's outside 2-1. Diaz will go to second base, Van Acker will get moved to right, and then R.J. Williams will play center field. That's just how I'm picturing in my head. We'll see what they officially are, though, when we come back, but that's what I'm imagining. Either that or Hicks will go from third to right, and Diaz will play right, and either way, RJ will end up in center field. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Riggs. It's way outside, ball 3. 3-1 now the count here, 1 out. Riggs trying to get aboard for the second time here today. Again, the first time he got aboard, he was hit by a pitch on one of the first pitches of his first at-bat. But a 3-1 pitch here is delivered. Swung on and missed, chasing the high heat there. 3-2 now, the count is full to Riggs. Righty in the box, lefty on the mound. 1 out. 4-2 the score in the ball game here in the top half of the 6th of 7 innings. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, chasing high and outside there. Riggs will go down swinging, and Nearing getting himself a couple of strikeouts at his first 2 at-bats. He's now evened up his walks. He's now evened up his walks to strikeouts ratio at 6 and 6 apiece. Left-handed Batter will now face the left-handed pitcher. R.J. Williams steps in, flown out to left and center. His 2 times up, he is 0 for 2. Runner on first, 2 outs, 4-2 the score. And the gather. Inside, Williams just spins out of the way of that one. It's very close to hitting him, though. But he's got a 1-0 count now. Nearing looks in. Gathers and delivers. And the 1-0 pitch. Inside again. Ball 2. 2-0 now the count. 2 outs. Runner on first to Mackenzie Hicks, who led off the inning with a walk. Since then, it's been a couple of strikeouts, but that was after a pitching change. 2-0 pitch. Fouled off towards the screen. Again, right by my head. Count goes 2-1. Williams trying to get his first base hit of this game. Here, we'll see how they approach this, though, is nearing. Already with a couple of strikeouts in this one, trying to get out of the inning. And this one will be tapped right back to the first baseman. Taking it himself is the first baseman and Carpenter. So the leadoff walk is pitched around. So no runs score, no hits, no errors, and 1 man was left on base. We'll now head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 4-2 ball game here. Hometown Clippers on top. It'll be Mason Stites, Nolan Bryant, and Mike Monahan due up for the Clippers. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So, Philip Hoffman's day ends in 5 innings. He pitched. He gave up 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. He allowed 5 hits, walked 3, and struck out 2. And those 2 strikeouts were just the same batter and Mason Stites, who leads off this inning. New pitcher on the mound is Connor Peplow for the Mariners. He'll be a right-handed pitcher. And Peplow coming in to this one. He delivers ball 1, a little bit low and outside here to Stites, the leadoff man. Again, struck out looking his only 2 times up here today, so he's 0 for 2. Peplow wearing number 49. The right-hander comes in 6'1", fouled off here. Count goes 1-1. He had 6 appearances and, 6 appearances with 4 starts, so appearance number 7 on the year for him. He has a 7.10 ERA and 25 1/3 innings pitched, 24 punch-outs, 10-19 walks. 1-1 pitch is a little bit high, maybe a bit off the plate. 2-1 the count. Stites for the first time today looking at a favorable count to him. Well, we'll see if Peplow can't retire him for the 3rd time here today. 2-1 pitch is outside. 3-1 now the count to Stites. The defensive changes was scenario number 2, by the way, that I had mentioned. Diaz has gone to 3rd base, and the 3-1 pitch is high, ball 4, so leadoff walk. And by the way, for the 3rd straight inning, the Mariners have allowed the leadoff man aboard in this one. And after those leadoff men have gotten aboard, they've come around to score both those 2 times. One was on the error back in the 5th, and then the 4th, it was an RBI single by Monahan. Four to two, the score here. Left-handed batter and Nolan Bryant steps in. Finish off those defensive changes from third base as the bunt shown here goes down. Here comes a throw from Peplo over to first. He is retired, but the sacrifice bunt play moves Stites over to second. The play was 1-3. So anyway, Mackenzie Hicks has been moved from third base out to right field, and now R.J. Williams goes from right field to center field. Jaron Lovely has been removed from the game when he was pinched hit from Justin Diaz. Here, the bottom half of the 6th inning is 4-2, Clippers leading. Runner on second. Now we're going to have a conversation here between Tyson Hayes and Connor Peplo. Very brief conversation, probably just saying, throw this pitch, since it was literally just Hayes ran out there and then returned. Anyway, one out, runner on second here. First pitch awaiting here to Monahan, the catcher, left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. 4-2 the score here. Mariners trailing by 2 on the road. Count goes 1-0 as that one misses just off the plate. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It misses off the plate again. Count goes quickly 2-0 on a pitch